The Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. Battle of Gretzky's teams, some might say. The Oilers are coming in at minus 180 favorites to win the series versus the LA Kings, who are plus 150 underdogs. Edmonton took the season series 3-1, and they also have taken the last two postseason series from the Kings. These teams are meeting for the third year in a row in the first round, and Edmonton has won both so far. Is third time a charm for the LA Kings? Who knows? Boys, your initial thoughts on this series?
I mean, we basically already knew from like game one that it was going to end up being these two again. I really wish I could say I have some confidence that the Kings could pull this out. I just, let's go through it and see if maybe I change my mind. But I don't know. My gut reaction is this. This is going to be maybe out of the Western conferences. This has the potential to be the least close. I am a little bit worried about the Oilers running away with this. I wish that the Kings had like hung on to the way they were playing early in the season. I just feel like they're a totally different team from the way they started. And I personally, I don't have a ton of confidence in them right now.
I totally agree. I think, I just called the last series a trap series. I would love to call this one a trap series. And had the Kings been playing the way they were in maybe like December or January, I would say, yeah, it absolutely is. I think PLD is going to go under like an ant scorching microscope here. He's playing against a Canadian market team. Everything he does is going to get criticized. Uh, I just don't see a way that the Kings win this series unless him, Byfield, and Trevor Moore just have performances that are out of this world, like them scoring 5 or 6 goals in a playoff series. So I got to go Oilers.
Wow, didn't even let me read the rest of the stuff, and we already got the pick. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, yeah, I mean the Oilers, big heavy favorites. That minus 180 number is heavy. I mean, everybody knows what this series is. This is McDavid and Draisaitl, and every person on that power play, Hyman, Bouchard, they're absolutely loaded offensively. There's no doubt about it. And then the Kings, they're pretty damn good defensively. Third best goals against average in NHL this season. That was behind the Jets and the Panthers. So if you want to put them all in the same breath, you could. Los Angeles also had the second best penalty kill. That's got to come in handy because we all know that Oilers power play is absolutely ridiculous. The Kings actually gave up 39 power play goals this season in total, which was tied for third lowest. And Nick, you talked about one guy on the Kings, Quentin Byfield, had a hell of a breakout season this year. He's going to have to bring it. And there's one other guy who's going to be under a microscope, and everybody's been talking about him in the media already. But Pierre-Luc Dubois, what are we going to get here? If he can bring it like we know that he's capable of doing, not that he has done, but what he's capable of doing, then the Kings might have a chance.
So, as someone that had him on my fantasy team for way too long this season, they don't have a chance. But no, I mean, like I said, he's going to be under a microscope the entire series. And I think if this does not go well for the Kings, you probably have a lot of media saying they need to get rid of him, which is going to make that contract look like a disaster.
And
But
I don't know how you do that. So
exactly, that's the
yeah.
thing. So that's the double-edged sword that is these 8-year, double to triple figure $1 million deals. I don't see a way. Like I want to pick the Kings here. I would rather the Kings win than the Oilers, to be completely honest. I just don't see a way that they can get this done. I mean, if the Oilers can get out to a 2-goal lead in every single game, I think they're fine. If the Kings keep it within 1 goal, who knows?
I would be so fired up if the Kings find a way to win this series,
Same.
but I don't see it. I will say the penalty kill thing and the GAA thing is definitely an edge. That's an important edge. But my biggest thing is I just don't. McDavid and Draisaitl are so frustrated at this point, and they are ready to just put their foot on the gas pedal. And I'm not saying they're going to win the cup. I know someone else on this podcast might think that, but I just there's no fucking way they lose in the first round this year. Like that's just kind of
I
how I
mean,
feel.
if they lose in the conference finals, it's viewed as a failure.
Exactly.
So
No,
there's literally
exactly.
one result they can get that's going to be like,
Yes.
oh, good job, you did it.
And I spoiler alert, I do think they're going to come up short again this year, but I there's just no way they blow it this hard by losing in the first round. I really hope I'm wrong. That'd be sick. But
I mean, if they do, literally fire everyone.
yeah, fuck it. Trade McDavid.
Big eyes on Stuart Skinner. He had a great season, but in terms of postseason success, maybe not necessarily the best track record, if you will. The Kings are going to have one or two games where they outscore the Oilers to win this series. And that is going to be hard to do because they are not the most offensively lethal team.
Aren't they going to need 4 games where they outscore the Oilers to win this series?
Yeah, that's so yes, figure of speech. Thank you. I meant like in a high scoring game, but I think they could sneak a couple.
I'm just busting your balls.
I think
okay.
a dark horse or X factor. I don't even know if you can call this guy a dark horse, but Philip Deneau for the Kings. You would think he's going to be out there for every major draw, whether it's O zone or D zone. He's probably going to have to shut down McDavid and or Draisaitl at the same time, depending on what the Oilers do with their lines. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to him, Kopitar, how well they can manage that Oilers offense. Like I said, if they keep it close, who knows? Very similar to the Nashville-Vancouver series. But if this turns into a track meet, this could get very ugly very quick.
Who's going to win this series? Don't know.
Last thing, both teams made mid-season coaching changes. So a little parallel there. All right, I think I already got your guys' picks, but just give me the number of games.
Oilers in 6.
Yeah, same. Maybe even 5. I hope it's not, but I'll go Oilers in 6.
I would not be shocked. So Oilers are the higher seed, correct?
Yes.
If they won their first 2, LA wins the first 2, Edmonton gets 5, and then gets the first road win in 6.
So yeah, that sounds like exactly what's going to happen. I agree. I'm with Nick.
So this might shock some people, but I am taking the LA Kings.
Yes. What? Yes, Harry. Do it. Fuck yeah.
Over your 4th favorite team?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Didn't you just text us? Did you not? I thought you bet the Oilers to win the cup.
I might have like a month ago, but it wasn't anything.
He's covering his bases.
Wasn't anything crazy. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but
all right.
I am taking the LA Kings, and here's why. It is hard to beat a team, the same team, 3 years in a row in the playoffs in the same fucking round.
It's true.
Look at what happened with the Pens and the Caps. Yeah. I look at it like that. Like, is Edmonton significantly better? Yes. Can I foresee a circumstance where they win in 5 and the power play just has that fucking goal horn going all night long? Yes, I can. I'm actually not very confident in this, but just law of averages, I'm going to play that card right here. I'm going to say LA makes the upset.
You think it's their time? Just law of averages kind of thing?
They've just got too many guys who have been there, done that, to let this happen to them 3 times in a row to the same fucking guy.
I like that. I
know you talked about Principal Skinner, but how do you feel about the Kings goaltending?
I mean, Talbot's he had a good season overall. I think down the stretch he was a little more average than he was at the start of the year. Mac, you could probably talk to that.
Yeah, I think
you could
he'll
say
lock
it's almost
a
wash here between the two. It's kind of
a
just
little bit, but
yeah.
I feel okay about Talbot if I'm the Kings. I think he'll lock it down. I don't think they'll have issues. Knock on wood. I asked Morgan Miller, friend of the program, diehard season ticket holder for the Kings. I said playoff vibe check earlier, and he said, "I know I'm a homer, but I think it could happen." And then he said, "Oilers lost 4 of their last 5. Yes, I'm ignoring the 1 W, which was a 9-2 routing of San Jose." But I said it just sucks that's the matchup once again. And he said, "You're telling me, brother." So I know Kings fans, they're annoyed. They're ready to get over this hump. So
Kings in 6.
Okay, nice.